right, everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Was not going to do a video today. Why? Because it's windy as oh heck here, and we keep losing power. But you know what? There's multitudes of trades in the NFL that affect the draft and potentially affect where the Giants may pick or whom they may pick. It may actually affect where they pick as well, because they may want to trade back for assets. Who knows? Of course, the big trade is San Francisco jumping up to the third spot, and Miami, of course, going into 6, and then the Eagles trading back with the 49ers to 12. I'm not going to get into the assets of the trade because you know what? I don't really care. What I care more about is how this affects the Giants draft. Interesting enough, you know, Jacksonville is going to go Trevor Lawrence, going with the quarterback. The Jets, with Zach Wilson's pro day today, could go Wilson, could go Fields. Who knows which way they could go? No, who knows which way the wind blows with the Jets? But it's interesting with San Francisco. San Francisco, of course, has Jimmy Garoppolo. Will they make a trade? Will they send him elsewhere? And I find this interesting because everyone automatically assumes that they're going to take a quarterback. San Francisco, the way they are built to win right now. They're not built to win in the future. So unless they feel that Fields or Wilson or what's his name, Trey Lance is the guy to lead them, I'm not 100% sure that San Francisco goes with a QB. Do they go wide receiver? Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It throws the whole draft into flux because then you drop down to Atlanta at 4. Everyone's thinking that Atlanta's taking a quarterback, that they're going to take a project quarterback for Matt Ryan. I'm not seeing that. I still think they're going corner. I think they feel that Matt Ryan's got a couple good years left, and I don't see them pulling assets or pulling this high of a draft asset at a quarterback that they're not 100% sure on. Trey Lance is no guarantee. He may be a 3-4 year option. Then you jump down to Cincinnati. You know Cincinnati's going with the big offensive lineman. You already know that. I think that's a given. I think that's the worst kept secret in the draft. Miami, you know, is going receiver. So then you go through Detroit, Carolina, Denver, and Dallas. I think Dallas is going to go corner. I'm not sure. I think Detroit may go linebacker. I think if Trey Lance falls down to Carolina at 8, he's going to be gone at 8, or it could potentially even go to Denver. But I think what's going to happen is, I think this trade it's all right. If San Francisco takes a quarterback at 3, this is going to throw the whole draft in flux. This is going to be worse than the Bo Callahan situation. You know, poor Bo dropped all the way down to Seattle. I don't know. You know, you just don't know what happened. You know, you just don't know what happened with Bo. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, go find the movie. Kevin Costner's in it. But this could throw the whole draft in flux for the Giants. Old Kyle Pitts, everyone's favorite, could be there. You have to kind of think now, if they go quarterback at 3, definitely you may have, you know what you may have? You may have a scenario where you have Kyle Pitts and one of the big 3 wide receivers sitting right in front of you at 11. And I've said this before, I am not adverse to taking a talent, or I shouldn't say a talent, but a player of, you know, offensive talent at 11, even though what we've done so far. Because I've said it before, you can hide the shortcomings of your offensive line if you put a plethora of playmakers on the field. So the Giants could be in a conundrum. I think I have, again, if San Francisco goes quarterback, you could potentially have Surtain sitting there. You could potentially have one of the wide receivers and Kyle Pitts sitting there. And I think that's going to be a beyond interesting conundrum, because Detroit, in my mind, is not taking a tight end after the whole Eric Ebron fiasco. He could go to Carolina, Pitts. There's just so many possibilities. I'm just so excited. People tell me I should be more excited, not so negative. Maybe I should just be less honest. I like the one person that said to me, you know what your problem is? And I always love that because I think I have a multitude of problems. You know what your problem is? You're cocky and arrogant and pompous. And I thought to myself, well, thank goodness someone pointed that out. Now I don't need to go to therapy. I'm going to give you a hint. I've known this all my life. So you're not telling me anything new. And I'm going to give you another little hint. More people need to be self-assured, cocky, and arrogant because you know what? Those are usually the people that succeed in life. You need self-confidence in yourself. And that's what I have. And I got an abundance of it. So maybe during my next live stream, I'll take a cup of it and give it away. But I'm just saying the Giants draft is going to be really, really interesting. That pick at 11 could potentially be a covenant pick. Do they trade back to 15 with New England? We've talked about that before. Or Arizona. I wouldn't go below 16, but what if we trade back? Pick up a couple assets. And we still potentially could get an impact player. So we kind of have to thank Miami, San Francisco, and Philadelphia for what they did. It makes the Giants' possibilities and capabilities more and more interesting by the moment. We have 34 days before I haven't watched the clock right now. 34 days, 2 hours and 32 minutes and 41 seconds. 34 days, 2 hours and 32 minutes and 40 seconds. I should just keep reading that. Wouldn't that be a great video if I just read that all day? Just up to the NFL draft. But you know what? This is interesting. I think the Giants are in a good spot. I think we'll get an impact player at 11 or even potentially have the opportunity to trade back, get assets, and still get that impact player. More trades may be coming. Who knows? But again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talking and entertainment. And as always, if you can subscribe, ring that bell, you think what that means? That'd be awesome.